We were learning about Maxwell's velocity distribution law in the previous lecture. What we have learned in the previous lecture I have mentioned here for your convenience. Let us see. We have studied that Maxwell-Boltzmann velocity distribution law is given mathematically in this way. This is given as dn Vx Vy Vz equal to n a cube e raised to the power e raised to the power minus bv square dvx dvy dvz. In fact, in this equation, this dn Vx Vy Vz is what? You have seen that this term actually defines the number of molecules having velocity components in the range Vx and Vx plus dvx, Vy and Vy plus dvy, Vz and Vz plus dvz simultaneously. And this factor Na cube times e raised to the power minus bv square, which is denoted by the symbol small n, is actually the molecular concentration. When you say molecular concentration, what does it mean? It means number of molecules per unit volume, and number of molecules per unit volume in the gas is also known as number density, or it is also called Maxwell's velocity distribution function. So up to this result we have discussed Maxwell's velocity distribution law, and we have also seen the graphical plot of this Maxwell velocity distribution function. But you can see that this result actually gives the molecular distribution for individual velocity components. When you say individual velocity components, you can see we have assumed that the velocity components in x direction lies between Vx and Vx plus dvx. In y direction it is between Vy and Vy plus dvy, and in z direction it is Vz and Vz plus dvz. So this result actually gives the molecular distribution for individual velocity components, we say. But usually it is more convenient to express this distribution in other forms, since one is generally not interested in knowing the molecular distribution for individual velocity components. So what is our present problem? Actually, our present problem is to find the number of molecules having speeds. Note here, I am not interested in velocity, which is direction dependent, but generally we are interested in the magnitude of velocity, that is speed, in a certain range. Let us consider that we have to find the number of molecules having a speed in the range v and v plus dv, irrespective of direction. It means direction does not matter here. So this is actually the real problem which we will discuss today. It means we have to discuss the distribution of molecular speed, not velocity. In first two lectures we have discussed the distribution of molecular velocity, and in this present lecture we are going to discuss the law for the distribution of molecular speed, and this is actually more applicable or more important than the previous one. But to know the molecular distribution of speed and its calculation, we need some mathematical tools. In fact, you will be encountered with some of the improper integrals. Actually, those improper integrals are evaluated by the knowledge of gamma function. And also I have presented here alternative way to find such integrals. Actually, those integrals are known as Gaussian integrals, which we encountered in the calculation of molecular distribution of speed of a perfect gas. So I have not followed here the method used in terms of gamma function to evaluate such improper integrals, but I have given you two important formula, and that formula will be more convenient for you, because in this stage several students or several people has not a concrete knowledge of gamma function. And also, if you will use the gamma function, you must remember the table of gamma function, and that is more tedious. So I have actually mentioned here two important integrals which are called Gaussian integrals, and in these integrals, actually the variable x will contain either even power or odd power, because we have to evaluate such integrals in this calculation. So I have particularly specified the two integrals in case of which the variable contains either the even power or the odd power. So let us see here. The first Gaussian integral I have mentioned here, and you have to remember this result for the calculation of law of distribution of molecular speed. The integral says that integral 0 to infinity e raised to the power minus bx square times x raised to the power 2n dx equal to what? This is 1 into 3 into 5 into so on 2n minus 1 over 2 raised to the power n plus what? 1 times a square root of pi over b raised to the power 2n plus 1. Actually, you can see here b is a constant and 2n represents an even number. So whenever x will contain an even power, then we will use this formula to evaluate such integrals, and limits must be from 0 to infinity. The another important Gaussian integral I have mentioned here is integral 0 to infinity e raised to the power minus bx square x raised to the power 2n plus 1 dx, and this is equal to n factorial over 2b raised to the power n plus 1. Here actually 2n plus 1, you know it is an odd number. So when x will have an odd number power, then we will use this formula, and in case of even power on x, we will use this formula. Actually, you will see that in our calculation such type of integrals will be encountered. So if you remember these two Gaussian integrals, then you will not feel any difficulty to write the value of the integrals which we will be encountered. So after this basic fact, now properly we are going to describe the law of distribution of molecular speed. As I have told you in earlier lecture, we have discussed the law of distribution of molecular velocity. Now we are interested to find the number of gas molecules having a speed in the range between v and v plus dv irrespective of direction, and how we can find it, we will see here. Actually, when you say that in the molecular distribution law there was a factor dvx into dvy into dvz. What is this? Actually, this is volume element in velocity space, or you can say in Cartesian coordinates. Actually, the molecules having a speed between v and v plus dv irrespective of direction, all those molecules are contained in a spherical shell which lies between the radius v equal to v and v equal to v plus dv. So in fact you can say that the number of velocity vectors ending in such a spherical shell gives the required number. So let us see here, if you consider that there is a spherical shell and the radius of the inner shell is in fact v, and that of the outer shell the radius is v plus dv, then all the molecules having a speed between v and v plus dv will lie in this spherical shell, which is between the spheres of radii v and v plus dv. So in this condition you can write this volume element equal to the volume of the spherical shell, which I have shaded here in this region. So this number is equal to this volume is equal to volume of the spherical shell having inner radius v and outer radius v plus dv. And from mathematics you have definitely studied the chapter in differential calculus, rate measure, and in that rate measure we are encountered such type of problems. You can easily find what will be the volume of this spherical shell whose inner radius is v and outer radius is v plus dv. In fact, we can easily see that this volume is differential of the volume of the sphere with radius v, and the volume of the sphere with radius v will be what? This will be 4 by 3 pi v cube. And what will be this differential? As you can see, 4 by 3 pi is a constant factor, and differential of v cube will be 3 v square dv. So this 3 and this 3 will cancel out, and so you can see that we can write dvx into dvy into dvz. This volume element is actually equal to 4 pi v square dv. So you can see I have expressed this volume element in terms of speed instead of the velocity components. So in this condition, if you now consider that the number of molecules having velocity component not velocity but speed between v and v plus dv is d and v, then that d and v will be simply equal to number of molecules having velocity components lying between vx and vx plus dvx, vy and vy plus dvy, and vz and vz plus dvz simultaneously. So if d and v equal to number of molecules having a speed between v and v plus dv, then this will be actually equal to dn vx vy vz. And so you can see the result of the previous lecture where we have obtained the value of dn vx vy vz. So now in terms of speed, we will replace this dn vx vy vz by dn v, and this dvx times dvy times dvz will be replaced by 4 pi v square dv. So making this result to be substituted in that equation, we will have therefore dnv, this will be equal to n a cube e raised to the power minus bv square and times, instead of dvx dvy dvz, now we will write 4 pi v square dv. And so you can see this dnv is now equal to 4 pi n a cube e raised to the power minus bv square times v square dv. So actually this is the Maxwell's distribution law for molecular speed. This is molecular speed distribution law. But you can see in this equation, actually there are two unknown constants, a and b. These are constants but unknown. You will see that these constants are actually temperature dependent, but at a given temperature these are actually constants, and till now we are not knowing what are the values of these a and b. Now in this equation A, where dnv represents the number of molecules having a speed between v and v plus dv, and n the total number of molecules, actually in terms of these two we define a very important quantity which is known as Maxwellian distribution function of speed. So now you can define this dnv by n, dnv, sorry, not n, but dnv by dv, not n, dnv by dv. This is denoted by the symbol fv, and this is called Maxwellian distribution function. Maxwellian distribution function for molecular speed. Molecular speed. So in terms of this Maxwellian distribution function for molecular speed, you can write the Maxwell-Boltzmann law of distribution of molecular speed in this way. So therefore we can write dnv over dv is equal to what? This will be 4 pi n a cube e raised to the power minus bv square times v square. So this is nothing. This is also called Maxwell's speed distribution law, but this is in terms of Maxwellian distribution function of speed. So now see here, we will actually denote this distribution function by the symbol fv. So you can write fv is equal to 4 pi n a cube e raised to the power minus bv square times v square. Actually we will discuss in detail by the graphical variation this Maxwellian distribution function after some time. I am here interested only in getting the result, and after getting all the results we will discuss separately the nature of such results with the help of graph. Now, as I have told you that this equation contains actually two unknown constants. You don't know the actual value of the constant A and also the constant B. So now our primary aim is to find or to evaluate the actual values of these constants. So how we will evaluate the values of these constants? Now let us see. So now our problem is evaluation of constants A and B. One thing you must note here, although I am going to discuss how we will evaluate the values of constants A and B, but once you evaluate it, you must remember it, because in numerical problems, whenever it will be needed, you have to write their values directly. So you are guided that you must remember the values of these constants A and B and also the relation between these constants A and B. So now let us see how we can evaluate the values of these constants A and B. Actually, to evaluate the constants A and B, we first make the use of the fact that the integral over d and V for all values of V will be equal to the total number of molecules. Why? You can see here this d and V is actually the number of molecules having a speed between V and V plus dV. So if you will integrate this d and V for entire range of a speed, and what is the entire range of a speed? It is in fact 0 to infinity. So when this d and V will be integrated between 0 and infinity, then actually we will get the total number of molecules, and that total number of molecules is actually equal to n. So you can say that integral of d and V gives the total number of molecules, which is n. So you can see here that the integral of d and V, this will be equal to n, and let us put the value of this quantity d and V, and you can see this is integral 4 pi n a cube e raised to the power minus bv square times v square dv, and this will be equal to n. Since here integration will be with respect to v, and you know the limits for v will be 0 to infinity, because according to the assumption of kinetic theory of gases, you have seen that speed of the molecule of a gas varies between 0 and infinity. It has a large range actually. Now let us try to evaluate this integral. You can see here that this 4 pi n a cube, this is a constant factor. So we will take it outside of the integral. So this is 4 pi n a cube, and integral 0 to infinity e raised to the power minus bv square times v square dv, and this will be equal to n. Now you can see this n and this n in LHS and RHS will cancel out. Now see this integral and compare this integral with the standard Gaussian integral which I have mentioned earlier before starting this problem. You can see the first Gaussian integral contains even power on x, and in our present problem you can see here instead of x there is the variable v and it contains even power. So we will use the formula which you have seen in the first Gaussian integral. So when you will use that formula, so you can see in this case actually x raised to the power 2n is equivalent to v square, and therefore you can see n is equal to 1. N is equal to 1. So we will take n equal to 1 in this Gaussian integral as you have seen here, and when you will take n equal to 1, then there in numerator there will be 1 over 2 raised to the power 1 plus 1, that is this will be 2 square times square root of pi divided by b raised to the power 2 into 1 plus 1. So using this formula you can easily say what will be the integral of e raised to the power minus bv square times v square from 0 to infinity. So you can now write that this implies 4 pi a cube times 1 over 2 raised to the power 1 plus 1, because n is 1 here, times a square root of pi b raised to the power 2n plus 1. 2n, n is 1, and so this will be 2 into 1 plus 1, and this is equal to 1 as you have seen. So our result is what? You can see this is 4 pi a cube over 2 square, this is 1 plus 1 is 2, this is 2 square times a square root of pi divided by b cube, and this is equal to 1. This is equal to 1. So now you can see from here what will be actually the value of a in terms of b. So you can see here that there is pi raised to the power, this 2 square and 4 will cancel out, and pi times root pi, this is pi 3 by 2 times a cube and over b raised to the power 3 by 2, and this is equal to 1. And so you can write a cube is equal to what? This is b over pi square root and whole to the power 3, and therefore you can easily say that a is simply equal to a square root of b over pi. So you can see this is actually the relation between a and b. In fact, till now we have not obtained the actual value of the constant a or b, but we have obtained an important result which relates actually a and b. So if now we can evaluate the constant b, then automatically using this formula you will be able to find the value of constant a. So now let us try to find the constant b. How we can find the constant b? Actually, in elementary kinetic theory of +2 level, you have actually studied the RMS speed or the most probable speed. So using the idea of the mean square speed or root mean square speed, we will be able to find the constant b. So now you can see, now what will be actually the value of the square of the molecular speed, mean value of molecular speed. We will be now able to find it. So you can understand the physical significance of this constant b by calculating the average speed or the root mean square speed, that is either the momentum or either the energy of a molecule. So now let us try to find the mean square speed. Now mean square speed, mean square speed. If we denote this mean square speed by v bar square, then what will be this? You know, we will simply add the speed of the molecules squaring, v1 square plus v2 square plus v3 square plus so on, let us say vn square, because n is the number of molecules, and divided by the total number of molecules. But you can say that this is summation vi square, where n runs from 1 to n, and divided by the total number of molecules. But as you can see here, that the number of molecules is very large, and so we cannot say that molecular distribution is actually molecular speed distribution is actually discrete, but speed is almost continuously varying here. So as v varies continuously, and you know, if the function has continuous value, then this summation is changed into integration. So actually in this present situation, we must change this summation by integration. So because we know as the number of molecule is very large, and so the speed of molecule varies almost continuously, not discretely. So therefore the mean square speed v bar square will be actually equal to integral of v square dv over n, and you know the limit of this v will be 0 to infinity. Now you have sorry, not dv but dnv. This will be dnv. Why we have taken dnv? You know that the number of molecules having a speed between v and v plus dv is dnv, and so the total number of total number, so the sum of the square of the total number of molecules will be v square times dnv. Now let us put the value of dnv from the result which we have obtained just now. So this will be 0 to infinity v square, and you have seen that this dnv is equal to 4 pi n a cube e raised to the power minus bv square times v square dv, and this is 1 over n. Now you can see this n and n in numerator will cancel out, and let us see what is this integral. First of all, take the constant factor outside of the integral, and you can see this 4 pi, n will cancel out, 4 pi a cube will be outside of the integral, and this will be integral 0 to infinity. Now this v square and this v square will be v4. So this is e raised to the power minus bv square v raised to the power 4 dv. This is dv. Now you can see again this is a Gaussian integral, and here instead of x to the power 2n we have actually v raised to the power 4. So in this case n is equal to 2. So again we will apply the same formula which we have just used. So using that formula you can say what will be the value of this integral. So let us see its value. So you can see that this v bar square, this will be equal to what? N is here 2, so actually there will be 1 into 3 over 2 to the power 3 times pi over b to the power 5. Pi over b to the power 5. And one thing here we must remember that this total number of molecule, this is actually equal to the integral of dnv. Integral of dnv. So first of all use those results too here. Finally you can say that our result is v bar square equal to integral 0 to infinity e raised to the power minus bv square times v4 dv. And when you will substitute the value of d and v in denominator, then actually this factor 4 pi a cube n will cancel out. So I have actually mistaken here. We should not say that this is this n and this n will cancel out, but see here you should write it in this manner. You should write it in this manner. See here. This is integral over dnv. And when you will write the value of dnv in numerator and denominator, then actually this factor 4 pi n a cube will cancel out. So see here our result in this condition will be what? This is in fact integral 0 to infinity 4 pi n a cube e raised to the power minus bv square times v square dv. So now you can see this 4 pi n a cube in denominator and in numerator will cancel out. And so our final result will be what? You can see here our final result is this much over integral 0 to infinity e raised to the power minus bv square times v square dv. Now you can use the Gaussian integral formula here, and you have seen that in the integral in numerator n is equal to 2 and in denominator n is equal to 1. So using the standard formula for Gaussian integral, here you can see that the value of integral in numerator is 1 into 3 over 2 cube square root of pi divided by b to the power 5 and divided by, and the value of the integral in numerator you have just seen, this is 1 over 2 square times root over pi divided by b cube. You have just seen it. So after simplification you will see that this v bar square is equal to 3 divided by 2b. This is 3 divided by 2b. 3 divided by 2b. And say this is equation number what? This is equation D. Let us say this is equation D. Now we know that the average kinetic energy of a molecule of a perfect gas we have already studied in the elementary kinetic theory of +2 level. And what is the average translational kinetic energy per molecule of a perfect gas? You have seen there. So now average kinetic energy per molecule of a perfect gas in elementary kinetic theory. You have definitely studied it, and remember that formula. You have seen that this kinetic energy half mv bar square. Due to this bar sign we say that this is average translational kinetic energy per molecule, and you have seen that this is equal to 3 by 2 kT. Actually here this K is a very important constant of heat and thermodynamics. This is called Boltzmann constant. This is Boltzmann constant. And so from this equation you can say that this v bar square will be what? This 2 and this 2 will cancel out, and this is 3 kT over m. Now we have obtained just now the value of v bar square in terms of the constant b in equation D. So now let us equate equation D and equation E. So from equations D and E, you can see that this 3 over 2b will be equal to 3 kT over m. So this 3 and this 3 will cancel out, and b is equal to what? This is m over 2 kT. So this is actually the value of constant b. We have evaluated the value of constant b here, and as I have told you, you must remember it. B equal to m over 2 kT. M you know, this is mass of the molecule, K is Boltzmann constant, and T is absolute temperature. Now you can see we have just now found the relation between the constant A and B here in this equation C. So as now you know the value of B, you can easily say what will be the value of constant A. So using that result, you can say that A is equal to B over pi square root, and so this will be m over 2 pi kT square root. So this is actually the value of constant A. So you can see that the value of constants A and B depends on the temperature. So I have told you earlier that these are temperature dependent constants, but at a given temperature these will have constant value. So now after getting the values of constants A and B, you can now write the exact form of Maxwell's distribution law for molecular speed. So now you know the number of molecules having a speed between v and v plus dv. We have denoted it by the symbol dnv, and we have obtained earlier that this is 4 pi n a cube times e raised to the power minus bv square times v square dv. So now let us put the values of these constants a and b in this expression. So you can see this dnv is equal to 4 pi n a cube, and you have seen that this a is equal to a square root of m over 2 pi kt. So this will be m over 2 pi kt whole to the power 3 by 2 times e raised to the power minus bv square. But you have seen that the value of constant b is equal to m over 2 kt. So this will be minus mv square by 2 kt and times v square dv. So this is actually the mathematical form of the molecular speed distribution law of Maxwell. As I have told you earlier that in this lecture our aim was actually to derive this result, and in the forthcoming lecture we will see the important discussions on this particular law. So I end my lecture at this stage, but we will meet together in the next lecture and discuss the important facts regarding this molecular speed distribution law.